Madam Secretary, if I could have a roll, please.
Chairman John Eric Hoover.
Here.
Vice Chairwoman Caroline Gonzalez.
Here.
Secretary Kim LaCarey. Here. Member Don King.
Here.
Member Laura Canule.
Here.
Member Troy Pedersen.
Here.
Member Amanda Hoover.
Here.
Member Atlanta McDonald.
Here.
Member Christina Fitzpatrick.
Here.
Let the record show we are a full house today, and that's exciting. I think that might be the first time we've all been here at the same time, so glad to see y'all. We don't have any minutes to approve, so I'm going to move right into comments from the general public. We do have some public here, which is another exciting thing. We don't normally have that either, so this is good. So I don't have a sign-up sheet, but if anybody would like to speak, show of hands. Danny? Okay.
Yeah, I just would, my name's Danny Fields and my address is 8114 Wheel Kid. Again, I just want to thank you guys for having a vision. And, of course, I'm a man of faith in what I do here. So I'm glad that we're asking for wisdom and working together for the better of the city and for the community. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the businesses and faith-based church and government all working together for events, because we know that the city is growing. It's becoming a family place where a lot of things are happening. So I know that when we have vision and we keep things that are good for the communities, then we're promoting a healthy city. And so that's what I want to do. So I want to thank you for the times that we've worked together in the parks and the things that we're doing and events, and it's growing together. But when you guys make decisions, we're making decisions with you. We're trying to get the faith-based church and the community all working together. There's business for the best for growth. And, some of the things that I've been in on meetings with you guys, with the Tuesday meetings that we have, I'm loving hearing about redevelopment, development, like when we're taking and doing stuff to bring stuff in for, like walks and parades and, voting and bringing in new businesses and stuff like that. So that's part of entertainment. But on entertainment, we need to focus on things that are good for the families, because I see the city growing with families. And if you look at the statistics, you see that a lot of old people has lived here, but now it's growing. It's going to bring in a lot of new people. And so we need to focus on that for the family and for the communities as well, and keep it a lot of focus for family and kids, because what we're going to be doing is pouring into a generation. So me as a dad, as a grandparent and stuff, I think about all the things that I get involved, and I have so much fun in the community when I see great things that bring prosperity to us in a positive way. So that's what I just want to say. Thank you for your service.
All right. Thank you, Danny. Anyone else? Thank you. Okay. And just a reminder, so we don't have the clock operational, but I've got a 3-minute clock up here, so I'll raise my hand when you get down to 1 minute, just in case.
Okay, but you won't start until I give my.
No, you let me know when you're ready.
Valerie LaFrance, 9731 Sandstone Lane, Fort Richey, Florida. First of all, I want to lift a prayer up to all of you for the city of Fort Richey also, and thank you in the name of Jesus for the wonderful parking event, the Christmas party event that we had in December. And also, I want to, I understand it's possible that you may be considering having alcohol at one of your events coming up, the Sea Fest. I don't know the proper title yet. I just want to share with you, I know it's supposed to be a special permit that you can even have it done to have alcohol in the park. I want to encourage you not to even permit a special permit, so that we can continue to have that safety, that freedom, not being concerned of involving alcohol in the park also. I'm not sure who started this decision or who's putting you up to it maybe, and I know it might have money involved. However, I know many of these, not that I frequent all of these places, but I know many can make wonderful non-alcoholic beverages, and many may be on the boat doing the fishing event, and I know also that lots of them have coolers full of alcoholic beverages, and we know that's not proper for those to come into the park inebriated. So I'm just encouraging you, it's supposed to be for family, it's supposed to be for children, it's supposed to have that freedom to come and not worry. And also I think it helps the police concern that they also might have to deal with overconsumption of alcohol that many of us know happens. So I really appreciate it, but I'm asking the Lord to bless you for a wonderful 2026 also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Pastor?
Air committee, good to see you. Haven't been in here for a while. Kind of been pulled out at night. No, I just have a question. Is that true? Is the committee considering bringing alcohol into something? Is that what you said? Is that true?
There's, I think there was some talk about entertaining that we would have some kind of maybe a beer tent or something to that effect. Not necessarily alcohol, like full-fledged alcohol, but it's like a beer tent. Like most festivals and stuff would have some dedicated area for that. There's been no decision made on it. It'd be a council decision to do that. So the committee couldn't even make that decision. It'd have to go to council. But we may discuss and make a recommendation whether to or not to do that. But I think it's been tossed around just because it's something that is normal for events to have some kind of outlet like that. So,
Okay, I just know as a pastor, 43 years I've been working in this city, teaching, working with families. Of course, I went through the alcoholic thing with my dad. Of course, my thing growing up was pretty easy. If you don't take one drink, you can't take two. If you don't take one cigarette, you can't take two. And so it was real simple. But anyway, what I found over the years, counseling with families, drugs and alcohol, and they do call them spirits for a reason. And of course, Waterfront Park, I mean, years back, I can remember, I don't know if he was a part of it, Mayor, but we would have cleanups here. We go to the city and we go to the parks and clean them up. I found a needle on the backside of Waterfront Park cleaning up. So we got together and particularly had prayer that God would keep out any drugs, alcohol, marijuana, anything. Because really, you can be known for having big events, or you can be known for being set apart for families and the right thing. And what happens, I think, in your mind and mine, we hear President Trump, let's make America great. Well, God created all. The world is His. We're the sheep is His pasture. So if we do it God's way, and really the thing is what the children see done. If leaders make decisions that aren't family values, they think those are good decisions. So all I think, even today, after all these years of ministering to people, when I drive off of 19 to Waterfront Park, what do I see? I see a steel fence around it, a steel gate. They question you and say, why? And you go, what's the first thing you see? You see the children's playground. And so I think there's a place we need to draw the line to be known for. When a city was created, they used to have a holy spot, the conviction, and families were lined up with God's creation. And so as far as I'm concerned, the only alcohol I would ever want to see in Waterfront Park would maybe be from a emergency kit for a kid getting cut or hurt, God forbid, and not to something to go in their bodies that might be, just make them a little different than they are. They all call spirits. So from my years and wisdom, I just say, once you open a door, the enemy can get a foothold. So I just say it'll be a trap and a snare. So my wisdom at almost 80 years old and what I've dealt with families, if you can keep alcohol out, some children says, hey, I think the saying goes something like this: an apple a day will keep the doctor away, an onion a day will keep everybody away, and alcohol is the wrong way every time. Okay. But thank you.
thank you, Pastor.
God bless you. Appreciate y'all working for you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Seeing none, I'll close public comment. Thank you all for coming. Next up is comments from the committee members. I'll start to my left with Vice Chair Gonzalez. Okay.
Yes, real quick. I just wanted to revisit the bags. I was trying to find the information. I cannot find it. That we were going to do those bags, and I know we had. We're thinking of splitting it with
the city.
With the city, Veronica. Yes, and we were waiting for the new logo, which we do have it. I just want approval, like if I find that information and everything or check with Veronica so we can get that moving. I get the quote from Mr. Gallagher that we ordered from before.
I don't see a problem getting the quote anyway to see what we're
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
Yes, the logo. And then I know we had a threshold if it's a certain amount of money, which I know we had said it wasn't going to be a lot of money to order it. So I only have to get one quote, right? Because it's the same company that did the Centennial one. The
Depends
Centennial.
Then how-
as long as it's under $2,500.
Oh yeah, no. I think we had. I don't even remember how much we had said, but
Yeah, and Donna, just to fill you in on that, so we talked, it was actually for the Christmas event, I think we were looking at that
Yes,
before, but we
yes.
wanted to wait to make up these little bags that we could give out with different things in them from time to time, where Veronica does that from a building department thing, so we're going to kind of share the cost of that, and then that's for events, and then the city could use them as well, so.
Okay.
okay.
So yeah, is there any objections to having to get the estimate, and I guess we bring it back to next meeting to
Yes.
action then, okay.
And I would like to have it hopefully by our next.
Yeah.
So this next
For the-
city event.
for the seafood festival? Okay.
Yes.
Any objections?
Thank you.
I'll move on to Member LaCarrie.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Member Hoover, too.
I'm good, thank you.
Member McDonald. Member Sullivan. Oh, no, sorry, she's on council. Member Fitzpatrick.
Nothing.
Wrong, Christina. Member Canoe.
I don't have anything.
Okay, Member Peterson.
Just one thing. I believe that with the church and the city working together, there may have been some hiccups for the Christmas in the park.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about being at the same time, right?
Yeah, being at the same time, some hiccups and stuff like that, and partly, I would say I would take responsibility for that. That's my fault, but I say communication is key. And what we see here is just a few here that are part of the biblical citizenship, being involved in civic responsibility as a church, serving the community. And so I see that as an asset that we can come in, even, the team with the parking and everything that was going on your guys' side for the city, there wasn't a whole lot of volunteers. There wasn't. I mean, you guys worked and you did an amazing job. I think that may be one of the areas where we, as somebody cares, can help and volunteer, whether it's cleanup, whatever, parking, whatever it may be. That's how we can work together, because ultimately, I remember it was years back when it was during COVID, and the fire department, the police department, the city, they didn't really want to do the toy drive giveaway because of COVID, right? So we did it over here at Light of the World, and we did it under the tent, the Revolve tent. I mean, it was huge. And so we've worked with the police department and the fire department on all these other events. Work together. We're working on it together. And so I believe we can work together as a team, even with the city, on all these events. And other than that, that's basically what I have is we're here to serve. We're here to serve the city. That's why we're here.
Thanks. Member Peterson and Member King.
I'm glad to be here. I appreciate everybody coming out. I'm happy to embrace the additional team that I've been introduced to today. And like you said, this is kind of a community citizenship, and I look forward to working with you guys, making you part of the city team and then part of your team. So, like was said, is that there is areas where cooperation will go a long way in assisting the city in ways that we can help, both sides in all these events that we do for our community. So, thank you.
The only thing I would add, obviously, and I appreciate the church and how involved they are. I myself am a believer and want that and want to do the right thing for the city. There is obviously a separation that has to happen there. The only comment I would have that I had some feedback from some of the vendors or whatever is during that event, there was the church went around and prayed for individual vendors and all that. I would just caution as we do work together in the future that we want to maintain that separation, because there are some people that are offended by that, unfortunately. But that's their free will that God provides everybody, and so we want to make sure that we aren't pushing any particular religion or anything. It's, the city exists for a different purpose than that, and the church exists for its purpose. And we need to maintain that separation. Right, wrong, or different in our minds. We need to respect that out of folks, and we don't want to muddy that water, and we can't from a government entity. And I appreciate the fact that by all means the volunteerism, and that's great. We need that. We need that community, but we got to be careful that we don't turn it into a church service. And again, that's not me. I love the fact that we take it, that you guys take the time and effort into minister to people, because people need that. But when it comes to the city, unfortunately, we have to maintain that separation. And so if we could just, as we think about that going forward, let's make sure that we keep that separate. And I think we'll be doing great things. And at the end of the day, if we're doing the right things and all that, people are going to see that, hey, we've got something special here. We've got people that are engaged, and they don't feel threatened, if they would, by that. And hopefully that as they get introduced to different folks, you can have those sideline conversations and hopefully make a difference for the kingdom as well. But again, if we just try to keep that in mind, that's the only feedback that I have. So that's all I had to say about that. But I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate your feedback, obviously, and we want to make sure that we're progressing the city of Port Richey in the right way. Okay. That being said, moving right along to the committee business. First up is our Seafood Festival event discussion, and I'll kick that off. So obviously, the city has decided to put on 4 events a year. The Seafood Festival being our one in the year, and then followed up by 3 other events, which would be the 4th of July, the Mayor's Ball for charity event, and then our Christmas event, which we just had. And so obviously we're right around the corner from our Seafood Festival event, so we've got to put some work in to kind of help that get off the ground. I have been in some conversations. I wanted to fill the committee in on possible events kind of coinciding with that, which is pretty exciting. Obviously, I talked to Shane Senior's his name, lives out in Harbor Point. He's a big kite surfer, and in conversations we've had, evidently our area right off of Port Richey is in his opinion, as somebody who does a lot of kite surfing, the best kite surfing environment in the United States, and would compete up there with even places in the world. So he's very adamant into that and enjoys that. He's got a lot of contacts, and so we thought, and I told him, I said, if that's the case, we really need to market that to help our event. And so the one thing with kite surfing is it's kind of hard to schedule. Although that March time frame is an ideal time, you still have to have the wind and whatnot. And so that's something that group of folks or whatever, kind of last minute, it just happens, within hey, next week the weather looks ripe. We're gonna do this kite surfing event. So it may or may not coincide exactly with the 14th, but he's willing to, with his contacts, kind of have that looming, I guess, and kind of put that on so that it would be, sometime in that window. Could be the week before, the week after, but around that time frame. And along with that, Patty Dermer also lives back in Harbor Point. She actually used to run Chasco for 5 years, I guess, and she knows most of the still house owners, and she'd been working with Shane and conversations with me about possibly doing a poker run, and not poker from a gambling aspect, but poker run. It's a you go to each station, you have a 5-card poker hand, and then at the end of that the event, whoever has the best poker hand basically wins that event or whatever. I think there's different levels or whatever, maybe second best and third best. But it's an event where you basically get people together and they go and they kind of play that game as they go, boaters. And I guess they've moved into the digital aspect. You used to go from maybe a place to place and actually get a physical card that you kind of did together. Well, now you scan a QR code and that gives you your card. And then the thought was that we would have different food vendors at the different stilt houses, and possibly one would have a music band going on. So that's kind of some things that could happen. If you guys are good with that. The kite surfing event, obviously, Shane, we kind of run with that. So it wouldn't be something that the committee necessarily had to do, other than the fact that it would be a part of the event, and he would kind of organize that with his folks. He stated he could have probably 200, 300 kite surfers out here once that was thing. And obviously, get behind, we get the Sports Coast involved to advertise that and really make that an annual event that people look forward to. It's also right before Chasco, so it's kind of a pre-Chasco kind of leveraging that whole movement there. And then with the poker run aspect of it, the boaters could go and be in the water. And we could also have, I reached out to Island Paradise Charters, Larry, the captain, and he could actually charter folks out there who didn't have boats from back and forth, and they could participate as well, all around the other seafood festival things that we would be doing in the park with vendors. The chamber, obviously, you guys are aware, is doing their monthly markets. They branded that as the second Saturday market, although this first one in January is the third Saturday. So that 14th is the second Saturday of March. They already have 12, 13, some vendors, I think, signed up. So that's well underway for the vendor aspect of it in Waterfront Park. And so whatever we do to augment that, as far as in the local businesses, getting them together and to doing some things around the waterfront with those other events. So I think the skeleton framework's kind of there. If you all are kind of in agreement on that, and again on the poker run side, Patty Dermer would kind of run that. She'd also help with the sponsorships. Each Stillhouse would probably have a sponsor associated with it, and so there's our revenue to help support the event too. So, any thoughts on that from the committee?
I do have questions.
Okay.
So for the poker run and the kite surfing, I know the kite surfing is if the weather is favorable for that, and then the poker run, so that would be held that same day.
Yeah, so the poker run, Stillhouse stuff, that would actually happen and be scheduled on the 14th.
On the 14th. Okay.
The kite surfing event would be subject to weather, so it could be somewhere around that. It could be on that weekend.
Okay.
And I'm thinking too, based on that, we may need. I know we kind of talked about how the 2 days for the Christmas thing was a little much, and we had better participation on the Saturday, not so much on the Sunday.
Right.
But given all that other stuff, we may try to. It would make sense to me to have it Saturday and Sunday, and maybe try to schedule that kite surfing event for the Sunday.
Okay. And maybe we don't have to have it as big. Like it could be like at a smaller. If we're gonna have vendors.
Well, I think you would probably want the vendors for both days potentially, but maybe not.
Okay.
And again, it's up for discussion.
Food or something. Okay. And then the fishing tournament.
Mhm.
That's also going to be March 14th
Yeah, I would say it would probably be on the Saturday.
on that Saturday. Okay.
It would be kind of my thought process, but obviously
Okay.
Who do we have that's gonna handle the fish?
fish trap. Good question. We did have that same was it vet the vet guy
yes.
that did our centennial. So I figured we could reach out to him again. I think he was willing to do future ones. There was somebody else. I don't know if it's Patty. I think it was Patty had mentioned it. She has a couple people that could possibly help with that as well. So we could probably maybe get a couple people to help run that.
So then our focus would be the committee's focus would be the actual festival.
Right. And
Right.
obviously trying to put it all together. Obviously the city would need
Right.
to help from a police fire aspect of it and whatnot.
How it
We
works.
would need to obviously resolve parking issues. I know we have the lot now over there on 19 that has been cleared. I'm sure we could reach out to Ryan, at least for this year. We could possibly leverage that for some parking, I think. So, but yeah, just kind of organizing the whole thing and kind of figure out the program and obviously putting the sponsorship packet, which is our next item, together.
And for the parking, I have to ask Sal or Member King can ask Sal if we're allowed to park people on the grass, like over by the dog park, just if it's allowable. Because when I was talking to Public Works during the Christmas event, we kind of laid it out of how many cars. We probably figured we could get at least another 100 cars over on the other side by
really?
the
That
dog
many?
park. Yeah, because we would park them all along that fence in the back by the dog park, and then along the front
Okay.
fence, and then leave the walkway open, and then just put cars on both sides. So they were thinking that they could probably get at least 80 to 100 cars over there.
Okay. So that giving that information, just so you know, when you go in the park, we've got parking blocks all along there that kind of blocks access to that. So if we could have Public Works look at how we could create a path through there that they can get cars back in there around the dog park. It's another 80 or 100. That'd probably be plenty for our purposes, I would think.
We just need to also make sure that it's no issue with like DEP because there's a dog park there and it's close to the water, and if anything leaks into the grass because of the state, we just probably need to make sure that that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So run by the FCT group that, and also we need to let them know about the seafood
Event.
festival event anyway, because they want 90-day time frames kind of in advance. So we need to reach out to them and let them know that we were planning that on the 14th and 15th, and then let them know that I asked a question about the parking. Then if there's any issue, I don't think there will be, but
I don't think so, but just to check to make
because
sure.
we park in there now, it's just
They just don't
not-
park
not-
on that side where the dog park
Right.
is close to the water.
it's
That's
mostly the parking goes for the vendors and stuff go on the main lawn. But
Okay.
Okay, good points. Any other thoughts, comments?
Just to reiterate, because I know last time it wasn't, we were in full house with our committee, that we had stated, because I agree with Member Peterson that the volunteers, we didn't have that many. However, we are a committee of 9. I'm sure since we are, we are in the committee, that we would be able to volunteer our time at the festival in shifts if we can. I know for sure we were, and with Laura, we were handling a lot the holidays. We can do it. We just need support in that to let us go and go look at vendors and have fun too. But I mean, there's 9 of us, so we can do it. I mean, if we've done it with 3, 4. I mean, I know, Mayor, you've been with us. I mean, we can do it.
Yeah.
So we just need to make sure that all of us are able to, and then when can we, and do shifts, which I have no problem creating a little schedule sheet. And then if we are doing 2 days, well, if we do one does one day, then the others can take the other days. So just ideas like that.
And then if it is gonna be a 2-day event, I would suggest that you have the vendors out for the 2 days, and then we just have to have more advertising, trying to build more people to come into the event throughout the entire year.
Absolutely.
I can help with that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and speaking of advertising, so obviously one thing about this event is we want to push that out there to the public so they know it's happening. That's been kind of our thorn in our side, if you will. We've relied on social media for the most part, and we haven't had great attendance. So we really need to market this, and I think obviously you could probably help with that. Sure, I know, like I said, Patty has some contacts and whatnot. So anything we can do to market this, we've pretty much got the date set. So if we can get maybe the placeholder stuff out there. The chamber
Would
did.
I be able to tie in a sponsor to help cover the cost of your marketing, or are you looking for like in kind?
We do either way. So the sponsorship packet that we're going to talk about next actually has an in-kind section in it that's available, or we will have levels, like a presenting sponsor and different levels that we could ask people
I
to.
could probably help with sponsorships too. And then also for your volunteers, do you use like Sign Up Genius? Because that would help a whole lot about working your shifts, and it's all online and it's super easy to work with. And that way everybody knows what's. Have you ever used Sign Up Genius?
No, I have not.
I can send you the link for it. It's super easy. We've used it on a bunch of other events. It helps the public sign up if they want to sign up. It keeps everybody organized so that they can sign up for like I work every weekend, almost every weekend. But if you give me like 3 hours, I can come in and be like, oh, I've got these 3 hours, and then go, do whatever I've got. So
Is that free tool?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Can you send that link to the city clerk so she can share that with the committee, please?
Yeah. And she can help with advertising. I can also help with advertising. I just have a big mobile vehicle.
That's right. Yes, we saw that. It worked out nice.
Yeah, and I think that's what we need to do since the beginning. Start now. I know the chamber has been promoting it for the vendors and everything, and we have to start doing it now. And I think that'll be a great event.
I just had a question about the poker run. So it would just be at the still houses, or how is that going to work?
So it depends. I mean, we've got, I don't know how many's left out there, 6 or so or whatever. And I'm assuming it's been a long time since I've done a poker run, but I think you need at least 5 for a poker hand.
Mm-hmm.
So you need 5 spots. that's not to say that we don't have a few still houses and maybe Hooters is a spot, or some of the restaurants. Again, it's all to be
That's what
worked
I was
out.
thinking, like we could include the businesses like Hooters or Cancun or even what are they? They're not Nordor anymore. Gator Tails, because they actually have a way to pull up by boat now too.
Yeah, no. So I
Love that. Appreciate it so much. And I know that Whiskey Joe's used to sponsor like the boat parade, and they used to sponsor the fishing tournament for Chasco. So they have new management now, and I bet that they'd be into that.
yeah,
I know Gator Tails were they just sponsored for $2,500 to the last event we did in Newport Richey. So
okay.
yeah, that was New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So the idea kind of came from Shane and Patty talking, and I think because Patty's actually organized a couple of these poker runs, and so she's is willing to do that. So we wouldn't have to even worry about that. She's going to secure the place or whatever. But we can definitely make a suggestion. Hey, if you can include some of the restaurants on it. Around the area. You obviously want it to be spread out a little bit, whereas the still helms are like boom, 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 boom wouldn't be as much fun. Or if you going upriver, coming around the bayou, out to the still house.
One still house. I think it's like I've never been in a still house, and I grew up in Port Richey.
Right.
So, like I think it's kind of neat just to be able to go to them.
And that was kind of the thought too, as you go up to them, and if you are able to actually pull up to it, get off and do that, that there might be at least one that was kind of open that you can get on, and maybe that would be the lakes, the newer one that's out there. That might be a little bit, since it's newer, it's not as rickety as maybe some of the others are, more safe. But anyway, there's laws around what you can do with the still houses. That's Brad Yeager is looking at for us to see if what the state will allow, if you can have food sales on there or not, because I think they're generally not allowed to be commercial anyway. So he's checking into that aspect. So there's a few things we need to figure out, but.
Well, what if you even sold tickets at the event and then they actually just use the tickets at the still house, so you're not
Maybe a way around that. Exactly.
paying for it? But also, I had a few ideas as I was jotting down when you were talking. I don't know what kites are made of, but are they made out of cloth or any idea?
No idea.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out there. So if it's a 2-day event, maybe the kids can come out and they can decorate a kite, and then they can fly it around that day or even the next day to get them to come back the second day. And then starting now, if you go into the different schools, if the kids can start making art projects, crabs, whatever, seafood art, and we could display it at the event, and you're going to get more families to come out.
That's a good
and
idea.
see the art.
Yeah, absolutely.
Art competition.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We could have a prize, and then at one of the council meetings, we could recognize them for the winner or whatever. No, that's good stuff.
Families out there.
Piggybacking off what Christina was saying about the kids, to have a kids zone, to have something where kids can go and have fun. And I know there was one that had like a foam party or something like that, just so that we can have different types of events going on within the park. So that families can just come out and mom can go shop, the kids can go have fun, the dads can listen to music, just things ongoing the whole time. Especially if we do like that one long day on Saturday, do different things, have live music.
Yeah, and so I know Lisa's got a couple on council, got a couple of folks that may be interested, and I think that Rocky, who did the Christmas thing, he's willing to come back at a really reduced rate because of how that went down with the rain and whatnot. So, yeah, I would like to see kind of a rotation during the day. You'd have one band for maybe an hour and a half, and it's kind of like they do at some of the other festivals where they just rotate them in and out and have entertainment all day long.
Correct.
And maybe more of a signature one in the evening or something.
I did want to know what timings are we thinking of from having it? Let's just like Saturday. We start at 10 a.m. I'm just throwing it out there and like 10 p.m., 11, depending on.
Well, so 10 would probably be the right time as far as to open it up. Yeah. Again, a fishing tournament would probably start
Like at 6,
or
right?
whatever. They start really early.
Right.
So obviously but as far as the vendors and stuff, I would think around 10.
10 to start.
Yeah, and I know that the chamber obviously has their time frame from 10 to 5.
10 to 5,
it would just probably extend past 5 into
Right.
the evening, maybe 9. I don't know what.
I mean, depending on the vendors, if they want to stay until it's closed, I mean, if they get to sell whatever it is that their merchandise is, especially for like food vendors. But we would say 10 a.m. to what's our end time? 7. That's too early. I would think.
You're showing your age over there.
No.
I haven't been at like 9 o'clock.
We know who ain't taking that shift, right? There's some of us will stay up a little bit later than that. We can probably cover for you if you want to. No, I would say 9 would probably be.
9. Okay. Because I want to let people know too, with especially the vendors and stuff, like, you know.
And basically, yeah, 7 to 9 would probably be whatever that last band would be. To kind
And
of.
are we gonna do the fishing tournament, like the weigh-in at like 1 or
Noon, 1 o'clock or whatever.
Okay.
You know,
That'll be at the
I want to
park.
kind of leave that open for whoever's putting on a tournament with that expertise. What time frame works, but I think 12-1 is what they normally kind of do.
That just so like, and so we can know also we leave that spot so that they can do it on the stage or whatever we want to do. Because wouldn't we want to do that in the park? In the park?
So when we did Centennial, they had it over at Whiskey River, right? And you know, there's probably a school of thought where we want to try to have everything in a central location in the park or wherever.
Right.
And then there's probably another school of thought, well, maybe it's better to keep it kind of separate pockets for certain things. You know, as far as in the park, you know, they over at the Whiskey River, they was able to dock their boats over there, get out and all that. So you kind of need. So I would say if we want to try to keep it closer to the park, maybe Hooters, or, you know, where we have that infrastructure to be able to. The boats come in or whatever, and they have a larger room where they can all gather and do something like that.
Because you want them to later come into the park and enjoy
Exactly.
the festivities.
So
we can think about that.
we got to figure it out. And again,
Yeah.
I would probably once we bring on board whoever the folks are that's going to actually run that tournament,
And they let us know.
let them kind of figure out what they think's best. I know that at Whiskey River they did have that upstairs room where they had the original captain's meeting. When they came back, we were in the lower level.
That's across the
Should
river,
we
right?
should we reach out to Janet and see if she would like to help out with that?
Yeah, and she won-
did such a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, she did an amazing job
Well, that was one of the things too.
organizing and
She
coordinating.
did. She loved it actually.
Where I was, as far as these kind of separate events, is kind of not necessarily a subcommittee, but kind of a subcommittee where you would have the kite surfing subcommittee. Shane kind of runs that. He, you know, not a sunshine law entity or whatever, but just basically we're kind of farming out these different duties, and they kind of run with it.
That's their expertise.
Yeah. And that way they're free to do it. Same thing on Patty's side with the poker run and whatever. And we can do the same thing for the fishing tournament aspect. They just kind of run with it. And if they just need anything from our full committee support, we would action that.
So we contact Janet then?
Yeah, any objections to reaching out to Janet and see if she's interested? And then I would say see if she wants to use the same guy. I can pass her along the others to see if they want to work together. So now, so that I can't. Is it fishing for vets? So I can't remember what Vet Catch. That's what it was. Vet Catch is his nonprofit. So we can ask him if he wants some additional help. Maybe we get 2 or 3 folks to help do it.
Janet even got I think it was the hospital, Baycare or Advent Health, sorry, or one of them, right? To give out bags and stuff for the fishing. So she did a really good job.
Yeah, even with the yardsticks and everything,
Yeah,
she did a
she
great
did that.
job.
Yeah.
Even at the meeting, she was so organized and did a really good job.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
You want to
I
reach
just
out?
texted her.
Oh, good. She's probably like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's what you get for doing a good job, Janet.
That's what she gets.
And I think we had 9 or 10 entrants for that one. I would hope that we would at least double that, maybe even triple that.
Was it 12?
We had more, I
Did we?
think.
There
Yeah.
must have been some last. It was
Yeah,
around
we had
10.
Last minute. Yeah, there was. I think there was 12.
And there was actually a great story. I share that real quick for the public is here. So the fishing tournament, there was I think he was one of the late entrants too, and I don't remember what it was, but he had a bill that he had to pay. That's right. His dog it passed and cancer and an operation. I don't know. There's something with his dog, and he needed the amount. It's pretty much the same amount as he won. What was the first prize? Was it 1,000?
1,500?
1,500?
I think it was
1,000. Anyway,
whatever.
He ended up winning.
At least 1,000.
He ended up winning that, and it was kind of a divine thing that he actually got the money to pay for the surgery. Really cool story. So that was neat. God led the fish to his hook. So that was a really great story. Huh?
Do you know what bands you're going to use?
No, it's up in the air. So we takes just. I know that Lisa on council, she books music and stuff for stuff. I think she had a couple that were interested, but we'd probably need 5 or so, 6 maybe for the day. And if it's like I said, if we do 2 days from that, and maybe maybe it's 2 days from a vendor perspective, but we just do the music and stuff on the Saturday,
Yes.
and then kind of tentatively plan the kite surfing thing on the Sunday. And
Do we want to plan it like now have the second day, or is that to be announced? You don't want to have it too late either. I mean,
the thing is, we probably need to state that so when we put it out there, people know it's 2 days. We don't want to go with 1 day and then all of a sudden we need a second day and then it hadn't been advertised like that. What's your thoughts from an advertising perspective?
I mean, if it's going to be 2 days, definitely advertise both days.
Would it be bad to definitely do the 1 day and then it turn out to be 2 days?
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too.
but I'm also thinking because with our experience in past events, and this is my opinion, I would think that we would just put everything in 1 day, and then because the kite, we really don't know if we're going to do it or not.
Right.
And then we have everything in 1 day so that people know to come to that day because they'll be like, oh no, I can go tomorrow, and then they don't come or something happens, it rains or whatever it is. So I would recommend, my opinion,
Still 1 day?
is have 1 day, have the bands and everything because people are gonna rest on Sunday. Like if I know I go for bands and Coco Run and doing everything on Sunday, I just want to be in my house.
Yeah.
So that's just what I think from past experience events that we have done. That we've had 2-3 days, it's too much. Also.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree. And I
agree.
really think if we do 1 day, I think we're going to get more families and we're going to be busier because it's just a 1 day.
Yeah,
that's what
I agree.
I agree. And it's easy to burn out, the volunteers. I mean, all the volunteers, if they're there 2 days,
Right.
And
no, I think 1 day is great, and like I said, that the kite surfing may end up being a separate day, or maybe the same day, and so we focus on all the vendors' music and just playing that 1 day, and that gives us room to grow. If it does turn out to be a big thing like Chasco, maybe we can do 2 days next year or whatever. So I think starting 1 day is especially since we're right up against the deadline. Let's focus on that.
and it is a long day too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a long day. We
10
can
to
fit a lot
9. Yeah.
in there.
What was the question?
Kite surfers would be out on Miller Bayou.
Yeah, out there around.
So would we have them launch from Olsner, or what? How would that work?
Probably Brasher, I would think, would be. I'd have to talk to Shane and see what his thoughts are. He basically goes out his back door and launches off of his property, but and so Brasher's kind of right around from there. Again, and that kind of keeps them off the beaten path. They got house equipment and stuff or whatever. But I'd have to ask him see what he thinks. But I think there's options, obviously. So. It'd be nice if it was the across the river there where they haven't developed the old hotel. Maybe they could launch from there, so they're kind of down and people can see them from the next park area, whatever.
Because it would be nice because now you can walk around the park to be able to walk up there and then see them out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think you'd definitely be out there going on. You're talking about in the residential bayou area? I'm not. I'm just thinking he's probably out
further.
Yeah.
open water.
But I don't know how that would work in internal like that because it probably blocks some of the wind and you wouldn't have the right stuff. So that's really a good observation. How could the people on the shore see that? No, I have to ask him. See what he thinks. Maybe Brasher is where people would go for that. I don't think you could really see anything from waterfront. because it's just a bayou there.
I don't know, and you said, like you said, I don't know if you'd get enough wind in there to move them around.
Yeah. And you know, and maybe that's more of not a crowd watching event as so much as a participation event. And so, like I said, he could have a couple hundred kite surfers here, but they're out there doing their thing. So I don't know.
You could watch it the still.
Maybe we could use one of those new drones the city's getting to simulcast it to the monitor or something. Down at the
We'll
park.
get a large screen.
Yeah, then in the pavilion or something. Let's figure it out. But I'll ask him that specifically to see as far as public watching or whatever. Obviously, people on boats could go out there and do that. We do have, Durney Key, which was another. I think he specifically mentioned Durney Key as being a place. We could probably have shuttles running out there that people could possibly do that. So, okay. Other thoughts on the actual event discussion?
Which one specifically?
Just the seafood festival.
I like the fact that you're going to have kid zones because I know when I go to events, I always have extra kids with me, and knowing that there's a safe area for them to go. Like even back when Guild Dogs was open, you could sit and watch the entertainment, but the kids can go off to the side and it's fenced in. They're going to be safe over there. And then so even if you have a kid zone, maybe I know attending different events, they had like wax hands, but just different arts and crafts and activities for the kids catered to the kids.
So for the Centennial, we had a couple different blow up things and I assume we still want to do something like that.
I was thinking.
Obviously, it depends on sponsorships or whatever.
I was thinking something, but I was thinking like have like
The
basketball
guy.
thing, yeah. Having
Something that really didn't need to be manned by us.
yes, exactly. Or they're going to like if there's a bouncy house, someone is going to man it, not us. Or if one of us wants to, but that's the responsibility of that person. Yeah, something that we don't have to man. They can come and give the tickets. That's another thing. Or if it's a vendor,
Well, see, that's
because
yeah.
that's a vendor.
I would say we try to focus on vendors, like the basketball guy. It's his play, he brings it in, and if they
right.
want to work out something where they charge a little bit for the time or whatever, then they're responsible for it. They're taking care of it. They've got the insurance, and it's
The what? The farm guy.
Oh yes.
The petting zoo.
Yeah, the petting zoo though, the only thing with the petting zoo is that they have to have like 1,000 people attend, or we can pay $500 and bring the animals in. So that's different. Or they have face painting, and they have, I think she has a bouncy house, and I don't know if it was balloons, but I can always reach out to her and find
so
out.
for $500, they'd bring everything in, and that's
what I saw for the holidays, $500, and they would bring their animals, and then they give
10%.
10%, right? We spoke about 10% of what they make because they charge to the city.
so we possibly get the 500 back in that 10% if it is. Yeah, that's
And it
reasonable.
would be like a petting zoo, and then they sell the dollar cups, I think, to feed the animals. And then there was, I think it was $10 space painting. And I think there was a balloon person. I'm not sure, but I know she said she could bring a bouncy house too.
Didn't they have a pony ride thing too?
Yes, they had pony rides. Yes, I think
That
it's
would
like
be
$10.
so much better because then we know they're in charge of that.
Yeah, we
Yes,
don't have to worry about
exactly.
it. We don't have to.
Yeah.
Now there's also a vendor that I'll try to see because they did contact for another event, actually for the community market that was for the chamber. That is for the chamber this Saturday, but we don't have the space, no grass for that. They do something with foam. Don't know how exactly it's like. It's like a little I'm assuming it's like laser tag. No, well I don't know if it's obstacle course or like some type of like laser tag, but it's not. You got to run and stuff. But they are the vendors for that. All they need is grass and then like a space. So that's something else that we can have like a zone like that, which is great. So if we can get vendors, I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, I think that probably would work out around the dog park area. That's kind of already set up for that.
Yeah.
Of course, if we turn it into a parking lot too,
Then it's not going to work. Yeah.
Well, we can put him towards the
that back corner maybe.
back corner. Yeah,
Park
because like
around
that
him.
foam thing, I don't think you could have trees. They're going into it. But that would be, but that's something that, like, again, we get the vendor, we're like, okay, you're the kid zone, here you
Yeah.
are, like, that's
Yeah.
your spot. And we don't have to think about that.
Mhm.
Well, I also know some different inflatable owners, and they have some of them are mazes, some are slides, some are just regular jumping, and then you have ones that are slip and slides or water slides and things like that. Especially if it's going to be during the day and it's hot and warm.
Well, during March, it shouldn't be that warm. And of course, with the slip aside, then you talk about the water destroying the
Yeah.
grass and stuff like that. So we had a dunk tank.
Well,
Yeah.
let me rephrase that. The water is at the bottom of the
Also,
slide. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all contained. It's
okay,
not
so the
going everywhere.
leach out. Yeah, it may.
Different.
It may be cool in March for that. I don't know.
Yeah, that I don't know in March because that depends on
Mm-hmm.
our weather.
Well, they actually have the slides that if it's hot, they can do the water, or you don't need to do the water.
Okay.
So they can just use it without the water.
So we can operate it dry.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And then they also have like the cotton candy machines.
Yeah.
You see, that is nice, cotton candy. You see something like that that keeps them entertained, like so we can have families there and the music.
And they run it,
playing.
man it, and all that, or they just rent it.
They have different ways that they can rent them or utilize them. And I do know they have like the popcorn machines, cotton candy machines. They just have different variables. And I know bringing a bunch of kids to different events, it's nice when it is less expensive for the kids to do the activities, especially if you have multiple kids.
Yeah. It would be nice though, because I don't want one of us having to do cotton candy. So if they can have a person doing that, I mean, maybe we can find a vendor that does carnival stuff, and they can just.
If we could find a group that do different things, and we could sell wristbands, and basically the sale of wristbands, they would be divided equally among the vendors. I don't know if that's something that they would do, how they do that normally, but
Or we
I've
can
had
have a
professors
sponsor.
reach out to me and ask if there were any activities that they would like to volunteer at. So maybe my school could bring a group of volunteers and man one of these stations, or a couple.
Okay.
I'll look into that.
We can have a sponsor too, like if they can find a sponsorship for the kids zone. Maybe someone wants to promote their business and do this as a sponsor. I don't know. That would be a better idea. But I do like the petting zoo thing. I'll reach out to her again to find out.
And we always have Tony and the balloon guy.
Yes, that one.
so do we want to assign a particular person to kind of handle the kid zone stuff or whatever? Obviously, as a committee, we're limited on. We don't have to. We can't go out and make a decision without coming back, right? So maybe a point person, and maybe we got two, keep separate and bring back the two ideas, and then we can. How do you want to do that?
I'll do the petting zoo. That is what I'll reach out
Okay.
to. And then
Christine,
I can reach out for some of the kids' activities for the kids zone. I just don't know the day of, depending on my son's in sports.
Okay.
Can't commit that far out.
Do you want me to reach out to Adam, or do you have his information?
The basketball
Or
guy?
The basketball
I
guy.
think I do have his information. I have the other gentleman, not Adam.
His partner.
The one that does the foam party, the foam.
Oh, okay.
I forgot his name.
Well,
But
I can reach out to Adam and
If you
maybe,
can.
because he's the owner and he's the
Yeah.
one that built it, but
Yeah.
he'll have a team that'll man it.
yeah, maybe send him to her.
Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
coordinate that, and you can coordinate stuff on your end, and with next meeting we
can
bring
have
that back.
Yeah, and if we can have it more, if they want to be a vendor, meaning they want to come in and be a vendor.
Yeah, I would say anything that we can do that we don't have to worry about. They bring it. They have the insurance.
Yeah.
We can
don't
work
have to
out.
Pay out for that.
We can work out how the any charges or whatever that we do with its wristbands or tickets or whatever,
Or they handle that themselves.
right? Or they handle it individually.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to necessarily do that to where you're going up to each one and doing that, but it's an option for sure.
No, but I'm saying like whoever, let's say it's one company that has this, that they'll hand out their own wristbands. You just say, oh, kids, go over there, and then they'll
Right.
deal with it. They're a vendor, and they deal with it. Yeah.
That's a great idea. I know the last time with Adam, what he was looking, he didn't charge anything or anything like that, but it's kind of like a carnival thing. You could shoot the hoops, and if you get 3 hoops, you get a prize, that type of thing. And that's one of the things that he was looking to do possibly for further events in the city. So, I mean, I'll just direct them to you, and like with the wristband thing, something that it would be like a game that the kids are playing where they could win a prize.
I know he didn't charge last time. He
didn't.
just was more advertising for him.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But he was hoping that maybe sometime
Lead
in
to
the
that,
future he's trying to build this
Sure.
business
Oh, yeah.
and gain momentum and interest. And
I like that idea because eventually they can, if you pay, then you can win the bigger prizes. But even for the kids that maybe can't afford it, maybe they have like a consolation.
sure.
You can still try to shoot and you get a business card attached to something small.
Yeah, he's fair. So work it out with him.
And honestly, we don't have kids, so I don't know how that kind of works. When you take these, when they have these bunch of things, do you pay per vendor? So here's whatever for the bouncy house, and I go over here and I do this, the basketball hoops, and I pay here. Or is it something where you kind of have like an area roped off, and then you pay for admission, kind of like at the fair, where you ride all the rides for the wristband? I mean,
It depends the type of event. There's events that we would go to at downtown, and kids you just sign a form, and the kids could go play over there. And if I'm at a vendor table, it's easy because I know my kids are over there, and my kids would tend to wander off anyway.
right?
So, but everything was included. So if there's a way that we can offer activities at no cost, that would be preferred and ideal.
Yes.
But if we can't, then we'll look at other avenues. But I already started thinking if I can connect with the college professors that already said that they want to come send out volunteers, if I can meet up with some other nonprofits that would like advertising, basically, so they can come in, wear their shirts, and volunteer for free and give back, and then have the inflatables kind of donate and things like that. So if we can get everyone just to come together and collaborate, then we won't have the extra expenses, but it will incentivize the kids to come out and enjoy the activities. The parents can feel safe, they can go listen to music while the kids are entertaining themselves.
Yeah. No, anything that we can provide for no cost for the families, that'd be obviously the best. So, okay. Well, if you want to run with your side of it, you run with your side of it, and then bring back. Is that
Yes.
any objections to that?
Yeah, just the petting zoo. I'm doing. So then.
Well, the basketball. Or you
Oh,
want
and the basketball, yeah. But that's if he's going to be a vendor. But if he wants to do it as sponsorship or something.
Well, maybe send you just do the petting zoo thing,
just
and
do
then
the
let
petting zoo.
Christina
Yeah.
run the rest. So send a basketball guy to you.
Sure, I'll have fun with that.
Now, Mary, the one thing that I thought of, and we do want things free for people, but if we want to recoup investing in people to show up like the petting zoo, it's like Arcadia, Florida. We have a ticket counter and people go buy tickets.
Mhm.
And so each vendor has their 3 tickets, 4 tickets, 1 ticket, and then that's how they make their money at the end of the night. However many tickets, they get that percentage, and then we can keep the cost low depending on how many they can push through. So we make them, kind of their own, I guess, workforce to where we can keep the cost low because they have to mass push people through. So the whole thing is to get them to get people in and to participate. So if it's $1 a ride, when it's costing really more, you get it's quantity over free. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, and like I said,
I agree.
I don't. I never have looked at this as something we do to make money from the onset. But what obviously the committee, we have a bucket of money. I think we probably got maybe $4,000 left or something like that left over. And so as we get the sponsors and we put the stuff out there, we provide the stuff to do to kind of put the city on a map, have events here, and build the community. That money that we get from sponsorships, whatever we don't use, continues to grow the event committee, which makes going forward our events. And then maybe sometime down the road, maybe they actually can generate some income.
Well, Mayor, I pull that whole good idea back because I didn't realize you guys had such a good budget.
No, we definitely.
Oh, wait, when it comes to money,
Carryover from
when it
something
comes to
else.
money, it's like
Yeah, we got a little bit of.
better than other.
We got a little seed money,
Carryover.
but obviously we want to do these events from a self-sustaining sponsorship
Yes.
type thing, so that we don't need any taxpayer dollars.
Correct.
Other
Yeah.
than what we do
Correct.
from the 4th of July, we do have a budget for that, obviously for the fireworks. But outside of that, we don't We don't
I
want
mean,
to.
we have
Right.
other events coming up, so as much as I think I agree with our city manager in that sense that we should have something, and that's why I was thinking more of a vendor perspective. And I'm just going to use the gentleman of the basketball. He comes up, signs up as a vendor, and he sells his tickets, or if he wants to do it for free to promote, but that's
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Or if we can get a sponsor or something that'll say, okay, I'm going to provide this, but nothing that we're not getting a return to a certain extent, because in order for us to do any more events, we're going to need some money back to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and
And
that's
the park too,
And the
because the
park.
thing that's with the park, most of that money is supposed to go back to the park, not
Right.
just to us for
Right.
events.
so,
So it's supposed to go for upkeep and
yeah.
improvements and.
And I mean, if you see carnivals, families go to carnivals, they'll spend the money they have to on the carnivals.
Mm.
It'll be fun. So,
And I think it's great to build up to that, but even after the last turnout, we really need to drum up getting people to come out to
yeah.
the
If we
park.
get charged at that one, it was
And-
been bad. Yeah.
So eventually, yeah, it'd be great to have a seafood festival. You pay $10 and you can listen to the music all day and get something, and then you can go to all the vendors. But you really need to get the people to come out to make it to where the vendors want to return as well. We don't get a lot of people
thinking
out
about
there.
that, I don't think it was just go to the seafood festival. I was thinking of the kids zone, like that area for fun. It wasn't to have people pay to come in to the seafood festival. It was just for those areas.
So you want
Just for events that people want to participate in that have some form of, I don't know,
Petting zoo or whatever.
petting zoo that have
but
some
they
kind
have
of
to pay for that.
Yeah.
residual value to where everybody comes in for free, everybody listens to music for free, everybody has a great time for free, but you can have certain areas, places I'll use, is where people can buy tickets and go to it if
Yeah.
they want to, or certain things that they want to go to, that they can do it, and at no profit to us.
But we're trying to get
I
families to
understand.
come out to
And I
the
support
events,
that
and it's
100%.
already very difficult to get families to come out. So if we can get sponsors to donate an inflatable, have volunteer groups to come out and man those inflatables,
Yes.
we really want those kids and families to start coming out and joining us. And if you start saying that there's going to be this fee for this, and then face painting, it adds up. And then as a parent out there and looking at the demographics in the area and the economy the way it is, and seeing, I've grown up here. I've been here almost 40 years. So it's just seeing everyone here. You're trying to build those families. We're not on the other side of the county. We're not in Tampa. We need to be able to attract those families out there. And right now, we need to work more on getting those families out there.
No, free is key.
Yeah.
If we as much as we can provide for free, the better.
And
like-
I
Because we
understand that
also need
point.
to think about this. We need like businesses that want to sponsor as well.
Right.
Yes.
And-
If
No,
you
that's
need
the
the
first
vendors that want to
thing.
return, and without people coming to an event, then they're not going to want. The vendors aren't going to want to come. The sponsors aren't going to want to sponsor. We need the people to come to the event. So if you can say free for the kids, because I'm going to tell you, families out there are trying the best that they can, but they're also looking for things and activities to do with their kids. And once you keep putting a price tag, it adds up, and then they're not going to want to bring their kids out because it gets expensive.
But we don't want to give enough free things either. And as a business perspective, we don't want to keep giving, like, let's say we give cotton candy. I think it's out for free. And then the vendors that we're bringing in also,
Right.
because they won't return.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
seeing the
And
vendors
just the
that I've
activities
reached,
alone, I mean.
right, but I'm seeing like the holidays on the bayou, the vendors that I have reached out to for the seafood. Not that many have said, oh, let's do it. Because it's just, they don't get the return. If a vendor's gonna come out, they need someone needs to spend something.
Well,
Yeah,
right.
so
because-
we're looking at that
the point
too.
is, you don't want to give out. If someone's selling cotton candy, you don't want to be giving free cotton candy and free popcorn when you have vendors. You
Right.
don't really want to be serving food and everything, but keeping the kids occupied while the parents are listening to music, or keeping the families together to do activities together. Not necessarily giving them free food and free everything like that, but keeping them occupied
No,
to where
the-
they want to come
It's a
and
minimal
stay all
cost.
day.
Yeah.
The kid entertainment stuff is much free. And if you have, the obstacle course by Fitzpatrick Financial, it's provided by that business entity
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever. They
perfect.
sponsor it. Gives the place something to do. Doesn't cost the families anything. That's great. And you get the advertising. So really, it all depends on the sponsorship dollars.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Sort of. Good plug for you there.
Yeah.
We're going to need sponsorship, by the way, for that. So
How much sponsorship money do you need to raise?
Much as we can in that sense.
Yeah.
sky's the limit.
What is the
10,000.
goal? Are we
Last time we
looking?
had 0, so we want to make sure that if we're going to be giving free, somebody has to pay for it.
Well, it's not
So,
free. How many
zero.
donated to family last
So-
event?
Yeah, but that's what we need. We need the people to donate.
What was the question?
How many people came to the last event?
Which event? You talking about the holidays on the bayou?
Yeah.
And so there was no sponsors involved in that. So we just basically used what we had left over from
No money.
Centennial, but I don't even know if we have a count. It was very anemic.
Yeah.
The weather wasn't cooperative either, which didn't
Yeah.
help. And it coincided.
Yeah.
It coincided with Newport Richey's lighting up too. So that was, it was not a good metric. But now the Centennial, we had
That was different. That was
we had
we had
Had
people.
fireworks though.
We had fireworks, but we had also the vendor festival that people
That's
came
what I'm
out to
saying. We need
that.
to boost enrollment.
The
not
car
enrollment,
show.
It
but
is spring break. You
people
should be
coming.
able to pull people. It shouldn't be that hard if you
Yeah.
promote it the right way.
Right.
we did have about $50,000-$60,000 in sponsorships, I think, for the Centennial. Is that
We had, yeah.
about 60 grand or something?
Are we looking to improve the park in a specific way, or use those funds to make the park bigger, to do landscaping?
So
What?
So with the sponsorship money that comes in goes towards events.
Okay.
So it's like we had Centennial, we paid all of the Centennial stuff that we needed to. We had $7 grand left over, and we that's what we have. If we spent some 3,000 that for the holiday stuff. So whatever we take with sponsorship, we put out towards the event, and whatever's left rolls to the next event. So it just helps us to keep that. And if it comes that built up for left over, then we wouldn't necessarily have to have sponsors for a certain event. We can use that. So it's really to kind of self fund our events.
Always have sponsors, just offer more activity.
The catch with the park is the city does not own the park. The city maintains the park. The state actually owns the park. So that's where
It's a Florida Communities
Communities
Trust,
Trust.
because we borrowed money or took a grant from them, and so they kind of oversee it. We own it, I think, but it's just we own it with covenants.
but they
They-
dictate
they-
what happens there,
We
basically.
got a big brother.
Yeah.
And so as anything that income that generates in the park, we need to show what's generated. Now, smaller amounts and all that, but as you grow, then there starts to become other arrangements needed. So we just have to report that quarterly, I think it is.
After every event,
But I think it's up to the quarter end.
I would have to check.
I think, okay, it's either after every event and maybe every quarter as well. I was thinking it was just every quarter and you rolled it all in. But anyway, you have to report that to them to let them know. And then they may say, well, how much of that went back into, and obviously we're spending money in the park. We mow it. We put gravel in there. So we got outflow into the park. And so they constantly look at that. What they don't want to see is that we're putting $1 towards the park and we're bringing in $1 million. Then there's a problem. So, but there's a reporting mechanism that has to happen.
And we show all of the volunteer hours that we go out there and we clean the park and things like that.
Absolutely. So, anything else on Seafood Festival? I think we got a good start.
So just to say March 14th, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
March 14th.
March 14th. Yeah. That's what
Should
I say that? That's what I
What did you think she said?
I just was making sure.
Oh, you just
Okay.
threw me off. I was like, wait, did
I was like,
something
did I
happen?
say
I just heard some numbers and I didn't pay attention to what they were, so I want to clarify that was right. So we need a flyer. I know that the chamber has a flyer that we could possibly leverage, and it's kind of cute if I remember right. It's got some crabs and stuff on it, I think.
It has crabs.
That's crabs.
Super cute. And shrimps.
Yeah, she did a nice job on it. So if we get that, and what is from an advertising perspective, also social media and stuff is relatively free, Eventbrite, stuff like that. This is in your wheelhouse, I guess, right? So is it what kind of cost is it to push out via other channels?
I mean, like what other channels are you talking about? Like there's a lot of free websites. It's, in my opinion, be everywhere that you can in all things. So there are all kinds of online family websites that you can put your event on. You just have to go one by one by one. It just kind of takes time to do that. I'm a big fan of putting it on Eventbrite. I mean, Hits 106, we would probably do like part in kind, and I would probably find a sponsorship for part of that.
So we go in on the radio and stuff.
Yeah,
probably in kind.
but you wouldn't need but like 2 to 3 weeks out from your event to start on radio. Website stuff, you're going to want to start that now.
Right.
And a good graphic artist is worth its weight in gold. So, like, the more fun you make it, the more people will come. The more fun you make it look, the more fun you make it sound.
Do you do any of the
Graphic art?
Yeah.
No, I don't, but I do have people that do it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that expensive. And then where else you want to put it? Oh, like Nature Coast website is a good one to put it out on. A lot of times newspapers will barter with you, you know.
Obviously, South Coast News, we need to get them
Yeah.
putting it in there.
They'll trade for sponsorship a lot of times.
Yeah.
What about like Facebook events and things like that? Do you guys make events?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's pretty much what we've done. And
Yeah.
like I said, it's,
Yeah.
it's getting out there.
How many people follow your page?
Yeah. Well, we've got, for the city page, it's a few thousand, seem like it.
I think
How
it
many?
just hit 5,000.
Yeah. So,
5,000.
But
Yeah.
if you start going into the schools now and saying that you're having an art contest and you have a month and a half to get ready, or you
Well,
have 2 months at this point to get ready.
that aspect of it too, if you get that going, obviously the parents are going to come to the event then.
Exactly.
So that's, I think that's a good idea to be able to,
And we need to start pushing that now though, because
Yeah.
it's 2 months away.
Right.
Next date.
Would you like to take that over? Is that something you would like to do?
What, Marjorie?
No,
I think something Christine about the,
The art.
No, for the kids.
Yeah, I'll team up with someone here to do that.
Okay. Yeah, because anything we do is pretty much us. So
Yeah, I work with what is it, Esther School, and they're like a school for like autism, but they can email blast that stuff out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can reach out to, that's a great idea. I can reach out to the private schools too.
yeah, we have a school, Edison. Yeah, that's, they actually sponsor a centennial, I think they give us,
It's not my client, but
They gave 1,500.
So I guess we can make a flyer for an art contest, have your art displayed.
so what kind of art do you think? With like a picture or some abstract stuff or what? So we keep it easy and just do like
They
a
can
drawing?
draw or paint or whatever they want to make it.
Because
They can
obviously
draw
you have different.
turtles or under the sea, like a theme, like a seafood theme or under the sea or something like that.
Is it just going to be? Because a lot of times if you're at a fair, you've got watercolor, you've got drawings, you've got the other
Oh,
stuff.
I only came up with this idea today,
So-
tonight.
Well, should we keep it relatively condensed to just one type of art so that we don't have to have different categories, or maybe we want to do that? I don't know.
I wonder if Dixie Bell would sponsor something like that.
Who?
Dixie Bell Paint. They
Oh.
might sponsor something like that.
Yeah.
They gave out coloring books at Halloween and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I would say whatever you want to come up
the
with.
seafood festival, it should be something more.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be around something nautical.
Like
Yeah.
a theme
Mhm.
under the sea. Or
Yeah, I'm just talking about more or less. Do you want to have different categories or just do
Say
one?
something nautical.
Yeah.
I mean, they can
Anything-
turn in whatever they think.
Yeah.
They want to do whatever they want.
And you could also actually, if they do that,
Yeah.
you could buy it from the event. So somebody they could actually buy the art.
Well, the parents might want to take home their kids' art, but
Well, they won't understand what. I mean, they put a tag on if they want. Somebody wants it.
Mhm.
They can.
they could do that.
And managing art.
They can always make copies of it.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you want to buy this piece of art, and then we'll make copies of it
Yeah.
for them.
So we want to do something nautical.
The sea sounded pretty
I
good
like under the sea.
Let's see.
because it's broad. And if you think about SpongeBob, he's got a lot of friends.
Yeah.
The un-
Oh, I didn't even think of SpongeBob. I was thinking like the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's, kids got, whatever they watch is what they're going to paint.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And under the sea, they can draw anything in the ocean.
Mhm.
They can draw corals. They can draw fish. They can.
Yeah.
They can draw
Seagulls.
How are we going to display them at the park?
So we have the pavilion there, but that's going to be the music area too.
And
So
do you just want art, or
we-
do you want
we-
like they built a Lego?
I mean, we could.
Bring it.
I would keep it to 2-dimensional.
Yeah.
Like you can just click. Well, I think what they've done in the past was, I'm thinking 4x4s in the ground, and then they use that chicken wire or something. Yeah.
Mhm.
We
Who
need
does
someone
that?
who's going to build
Who's
that.
going to do that? Who's going to build that?
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Right, but who's going to do that?
As
Who's
long
going to
as
fund
it's
that
not the
cost?
day of, I can do it a few days before. I gotta post whole dinner.
Well, if you got inclement weather, that's the only thing.
Right.
So-
and then everything gets wet.
Well, sometimes they can laminate their students' artwork before
That's
they
another
put it
thing.
out
How
for
many
display.
students do we get?
Actually, I think
I
they
know, when
did
do we cut it off?
in the
Yeah,
past.
because
But how
you
do
could
they
have a whole
submit it?
with all many schools. You could have all pavilion full of art. This would be nice, but it's just,
I mean-
we have to
Or
plan
we can
this.
If we do
wire
that,
mesh from a tree to another tree.
if we do that, one person needs to be in charge from A to Z. So who would want to volunteer for that?
Well, I guess I'm throwing my name in the hat there.
So that way, like everyone else can focus on something else. So
Well,
we're all
I mean,
assigning to.
if we're going to do it, I mean,
They
that
can submit.
we can figure out how it's displayed and all that on now. We need to get the word out there so they can start doing their art or whatever, and we can figure out at a subsequent meeting how we're going to do that. I mean, we can, the county has a thing where they have the drawings and stuff in the lobby there. We could possibly do some stuff here, but again, that takes it away from the waterfront.
Well, we can always move it to waterfront and then bring it back here and have it displayed
It could-
here as well.
Could be something like that as well.
You have some pretty open walls.
Yeah, in council chamber, we can do all kind of things. Is there probably no entry fee? Just it's free, right? And then we'd need a judging panel.
What are we going to do as far as prizes? Are we doing a prize, or are we just gonna
I
give
would
them
just-
a
I would just ribbon.
proclamation?
Ribbon, and we do a recognizement of council
Okay.
meeting or something. So we do.
Mhm.
A little trophy,
We come,
Yeah.
like a little trophy. That would
or yeah, we need to
Yeah.
do a little trophy or something.
Thank you.
First, second, third, or just first, or what?
Probably first, second, third,
Like the Olympics.
or maybe go 1 through 5.
You can probably also do one set for, first, second, third, and then just a standard, a ribbon just for
Participation.
participation in a ribbon. Was like little, not that much.
Yeah.
And then what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say you could probably get Home Depot to sponsor it, and donate the stuff for you, or Ace Hardware would also. He's like super.
So I can do realistic.
Home Depot's always been helpful. That's what I've known.
Do you guys have a 501c3 or no?
Yes, city is 501c3.
And then we can get a letter with that on letterhead. I can type up a letter or something, and we've got a letterhead to bring to Home
No,
Depot
it has to come from the city.
if they want to donate something.
Well,
Just have the
what
501c3
postal
letter.
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to recover the sponsorship stuff, and that we can probably cover it in that.
Cabana.
Oh,
We lose some folks.
Trying to get it.
Yeah, they got
Oh, louder.
timelines.
So. Not the bank.
Oh, okay.
yeah, sounds fun.
So I don't want to get bogged down in the minutia. So I think we also want to have this drawing contest or whatever. So let's focus on just getting that out there, and then we'll figure out logistics of how we do that at a subsequent meeting. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard.
What are we getting out there though?
Well, we need to obviously when we
A flyer with an entry
Yeah.
form on it.
it's one of the things that, and it can probably be integrated into that, but the art contest is you got different age groups in that too. Obviously,
Great. But
do you want to lock it down to a certain age group, or
You could do elementary, middle, high school.
There's three.
Kindergarten,
Three
third,
different-
and then fourth, fifth, and then middle and high.
Can we worry about the event? I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're like spiraling in all these different directions. Can we like just concentrate on this and what we're gonna do at the event? I mean, I think that the art thing is great, but I don't think that we should be doing that right now. That's just my opinion because there's too many other things that need to be done.
Well, yeah. And so the other fact, if we're going to do it, I'd let them or somebody push it out there. And we, like I said, that's why I said we worry about how to facilitate it later. But you can't just the week before say, oh, by the way, we're having an art contest.
Right.
So that's the only thing.
So
So
we have to know what we're pushing. So maybe if Christina can maybe write something like ideas and then just bring it to the next meeting so we know what we're doing.
That's fine. We'll make a flyer with an entry form. Boom,
Yeah.
done.
you work that, it'll be part of the event. And like I said, we'll figure out how it fits in later. Okay. So let's unless there's anything pressing else on the festival event, I think we got a good start on that. So anything else before I move on? Okay. Next up, item number 2 would be the event sponsorship packet discussion. And you should have in front of you what we use for the Centennial. So we can tweak that for the Seafood Festival with flyers and stuff. But the main thing we kind of need to go through is the sponsorship levels. And there is in the back, you'll see an in-kind donation form that to do that. The specific event sponsorship form wouldn't apply here. Right?
What do you mean?
Because before with the Centennial, we had the bowling tournament, we had
Yeah.
fishing tournament.
Specific event.
So this is all one event. So you can ignore the
You should
specific
look at the
event.
Bloom on the Bayou one. That makes more.
But the specific event wouldn't it be like the kite festival? The kite festival.
Okay,
The kite surfing. Like would that be a specific event sponsorship if they're putting it together that's what they would contribute or I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Is that or is that just within everything?
and see, I need to talk to. This could be a kind of multi-threaded sponsorship drive, if you will.
Yeah.
We'd have the overall for the event. I think Shane would probably have his own line of sponsorship for the kite surfing, and same with Patty on the poker run or whatever. So,
And I'm saying like Shane saying like he'll get his sponsors, but then he'll be like, I am sponsoring the kite surfing.
Yeah,
So that would be his, and then Patty would say I'm doing the poker run.
and we could have this specific event sponsorship form, but I think kind of muddies that if we just take it out, and also we could annotate that Don King Incorporated is sponsoring the kite surfing or this or whatever, and that whatever that money is gets directed that way. We don't necessarily have to set the form. I mean, we can. I don't know if it's necessary, but thoughts? Should we have a specific event form or just take it out? And we just kind of handle that internally.
I mean, if we're only having those 3 and then we already have people that are signing up for that, I don't think we would need it. I mean, is that something we would need? I don't think so. Because we know that, and they'll just be a sponsor.
Yeah, I want to keep it as simple as possible.
Yes.
possible,
Yeah. Also, in kind is something we need to keep track of separately. So,
Oh, here.
so
Do we want to keep the in-kind form?
yeah, I think we need in kind for sure.
So take this one out, just specifically.
So our levels. Do you think? I think probably a $20,000 level is too much for this. I would think
Great.
maybe 10 grand, or maybe we should even maybe 10 grand for a presenting sponsor.
Bloom on the Bayou was 10, then 5, 25, and then 500, and then 250.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
Online we have Boom. I think that one would not. be
Yeah, and maybe
Boom on the
let me
Bayou.
just share this. So obviously you're looking at Centennial one. So what we had for the 4th of July, again, single event, we had the Big Boom presenting sponsor 10,000, the Patriot 5,000, Stars and Stripes 2,500, Betsy Ross Business Booster 500, and Sparkler sponsor 250. I think those are good levels, and there's no sense in reinventing the wheel per se. We don't limit. I mean, if you wanted to have 2 presenting sponsors, that's great, right? So we're not going to. It's not like you can only have one at this. On sponsorships, you guys probably got more than me. Is it? I know normally you see that only so many are available at those levels, and I think that's from a marketing standpoint. Somebody's going to spend 10,000. They don't want.
You would still have one presenting sponsor, but then maybe multiple of the other sponsors.
Not, it's category exclusive. So if you have a car dealer that sponsors or a lawyer that sponsors that takes your top one,
You want to make sure that they get all exposure.
yeah, they're not going to want another lawyer on there at all.
Right.
And how many people were at your Boom on the Bayou event?
Oh, a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
About
What's your
2,000.
vision?
About 2,000.
You're asking a sponsor for 2,000 people to pay, what's 2 divided by 10? That's like what the head is worth
20.
to each person. You know, any mention above $1,000, get your name in the radio commercials as well.
Oh, 5. I'm sorry.
And then we'll say that you've got like, I don't know, maybe like 50 radio promos. And so add that to your sponsorship list. And a lot of the time sponsors will go just based on the fact that they have media. Or if like we're doing a live broadcast, which typically a live broadcast is $19.95. But if I found a sponsor to cover that, now all of your sponsors have live interviews during your event.
Right.
And it pulls people in, and it comes with a week's worth of media, and it comes with, you know, all that stuff too. Yeah.
And I would think we would surpass potentially 2,000 for an all-day event with music and all that. I would hope.
We do it
right,
right.
yeah.
Draw people though, typically, like. I think we still pull 2,000 people if you're using radio.
Well, I think we do more than that.
I mean, you could probably be doing a lot more than 2,000 on your fireworks show. Well, I feel like we got that at Guild Dog when we partnered next to your fireworks
Right.
show.
Yeah.
Is there? That's what I was gonna say. Is there a way? Because I don't think that's a very accurate. Because if you're doing fireworks at Waterfront Park, you have the surrounding neighborhoods that are watching. You have people at Hooters and Guild Dogs when they were all there, filled like Hooters would be swamped.
We're probably talking about 2,000 in the park.
In the park,
Yeah.
yeah, in the
Also-
park.
Much more than that
Right.
surrounding
There
area,
was
sure.
2,000 in the park.
But if the sponsorships are only at the park, but do you have the sponsorships? Maybe you can team up with Hooters or just have posters at all these surrounding areas as well, because they're watching from close
Well,
Yeah.
to put a banner up on.
Yeah, no, we do that with banners. We put the sponsors on there.
But we're also trying to drive everyone to the park so that they
Not
can
go to
go.
the
Yeah, like
Well, for this event,
Are you
but
selling
for the
alcohol in the
fireworks, not really.
for
Are you
every.
selling alcohol in the park?
They're not going to park as of yet. It's not
And it's
allowed.
a free event, so you technically, it's for the vendors though. Because you want to support your local business community around it too. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah. But,
No, and actually
have
the
them
restaurants
too.
Yeah.
around the there, they actually have alcohol at the restaurants too. So
And I mean, you could always market if we would allow, let's say Whiskey Joe's, right? They have a trailer. They have it parked. I see it every morning. They could come and be a vendor at our event, and they can go ahead and sell their food or sell, if we're doing alcohol, they would be able to provide the alcohol, things like that. So they're marketing their business as well.
I work with JJ Taylor, and they're a distributor for like Coors Light, White Claw, and all that kind of thing. So typically, they have a beer truck that you can bring in, and when you sell alcohol, you get a charity to come in, and they'll normally sell the alcohol for tips, and so the charity gets all the tips from the thing, and then you get all the beer sales. And you know, it's a lot of added value.
It is.
And what about like with catches and all the other surrounding locations? If you had banners up at each of those locations or signage, some kind of signage, because again, that's more for the fireworks, because people go to all those surrounding locations, but advertising at all those locations as well.
Well, it's also for your sponsors too, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to be seen everywhere.
Well, that's what-
They want to be seen by 10,000 people. not
to
two.
boost up, yeah, exactly, to boost up the sponsors wanting to do
Be a
additional
part of it,
sponsors.
so obviously it all comes. I mean, we can make all kind of banners and stuff to to advertise it. It's just a matter of cost, right? So
Probably a trade like Blackjack would probably partner with you.
Yeah, there's
Or Minuteman Press.
do the
I work with
banners.
two-
local reps and
Yeah, I work with two like printers that will trade for sponsorship.
Okay, that's great. What do we pay for the banners we've done in the past? They're a couple $100 a piece, ain't they? Some bigger ones.
How much they were.
Yeah.
We'd have to.
I know when TJ did the car show, his stuff had is it all print. I think maybe did his. I don't know if he
Yes,
They-
all
they-
print,
yeah.
all ultimate,
ultimate print. Yeah.
ultimate.
Oh, I know that guy. Yeah, he'll trade for sponsorship.
So I think we can definitely.
A ton of tickets to do it.
So from a sponsorship level, do you think we should have higher than 10,000 for proceeding founder?
Not on a first year event, no.
Okay, so
I was actually thinking like for presenting. Well, I mean, you can charge presenting for 10,000, but be willing to probably take a little less because I mean, if you're only looking at 2,000 people, that's not a lot of people.
we don't know what we're looking at.
$10 a person.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask somebody.
I mean, we had it for that. It was Ocean Honda did it. So I don't think it's going to be a stretch to get one of those.
Oh, you got 10,000 from Ocean Honda before Matt left, or what is his name?
John is the one we got it from.
There's
As we get it,
no
we get it 2 years in a row. We got 10,000 for the Boom on the Bayou, and he gave us 20,000 for the Centennial.
Scott Long is now their GM.
Scott Long, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would imagine we could possibly reach out to them for that.
I would. Yeah, you'll have to go back and repitch him with the same. Did you just pitch him with this, or did you have like a?
No, we haven't done anything with them since the Centennial.
I would show him a recap of what you've done because you're gonna have to repitch. Scott is a whole new person.
Yeah.
You know, so you're gonna want to like take pictures of what you had done in the past or what John had done, whatever his name, I forget his name, had done in the past, like pictures of the banners, what they look like in the crowd, and like be like, this is what we've done in the past. We would love to continue this partnership and.
Yeah, I had lunch with him, with him and both Fort Richey at the same time because they're on the same umbrella that Morgan Auto Group.
With Terrell?
Terrell, yeah, because he's not there anymore.
Yeah, I was
Right,
gonna
but
say they
obviously
just changed GM like a week ago.
Yeah, so I think we can probably I think Morgan Auto Group could possibly step in for that.
Okay.
Just thinking out loud.
Okay.
So are we gonna keep, what are we doing with this?
So I think we use the Boom on the Bayou levels.
Yep,
So if we could figure out what we call them, so it's South Sea Seafood Fest. So
I got it.
if we do
Crabby.
Yeah. Krabby Patty.
so for the presenting sponsor, the Big Kahuna.
That's cute.
Well, that's a wave or something, right? Is it? I don't know.
True. We'll figure it out.
And you said you were doing a fishing tournament as well that day? And is there a kids fishing tournament or just a big open fishing tournament?
Big open fish tournament. Kids can participate, but also it's Oh.
Yeah.
So how about in order of size of fish? Big fish all the way down to little fish.
We're doing redfish, right?
What are you talking about? Oh,
The group.
we were talking about the sponsorship of those,
Yeah,
right?
the
We
grouper.
do the guppy,
That's good.
the little one.
Oh, that's cute.
I do like that actually.
That is
Just
cute.
keep it to the fish sizes.
Yeah,
So what?
The whale.
Shark?
the
The
whale.
whale would be the big one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, whale shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whale.
Shark.
That's cute.
And all the way down to the minnow.
Yeah.
Or something.
Tilapia.
You want to use your creative juices on
Yes,
that
I
one?
will.
Okay. So
I did these and Boom on the Bayou, so I can come up with something.
okay. So any objections to her running with the sponsorship levels on the thing?
No, me.
So we're gonna.
No, sir.
Is there any objection to the 10,000, 5,000, 2,500, 500, and 250?
Motion to move forward.
Okay.
500.
By consensus, we'll just do the.
Thank you.
10,000, 5,000.
Basically the same as Boom on the Bayou.
It's do same as Boom on the Bayou, and then just officialize it.
Visualize it.
Yep, and then I'll just do the flyer for the fishing tournament that we did for Centennial, just change it.
Okay.
That's okay.
You want me to just
Any objections to that?
finish the flyer for, no.
Say it again. The flyer for the festival
Fishing
set?
tournament.
Oh, for the fish tournament.
Yeah, we'll just reuse the one from the Centennial, but change the date. If that's okay.
So what we did was it was red fish only. Okay.
Yeah. Did
We're doing that again.
Yeah, we could possibly make it a little more competitive and do the biggest slam, which is
Yeah.
redfish, snook, and
You have to get all three?
trout. Yeah. There's an inshore slam and offshore slam. Inshore slam is the trout, redfish, and snook, right?
Also a trash can slam.
What's that?
Catfish, a yellowtail jack, and I'm not sure what the other one.
Never heard of that.
Trash can slam,
Probably easier
which
to
is
get that.
kind of a joking one. If you find out, it might be pretty good.
Yeah, we could do the trash slam as a
Trash can
booby
slam,
prize. Yeah.
trash slam, yeah.
You probably want to keep it simple, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna be there for hours.
Yeah. Do
Like simple, straight to the point.
do redfish again.
Okay.
Let's get a redfish free.
Fish, and then maybe it's so weird as we can start to get creative.
Oh, you can get pretty big.
So she just would change what we have for Centennial, redo it. Any objections to that? Okay.
Because eventually you can have sponsors. This sponsor is a sponsorship of the
Fishing.
kites, and this is a sponsorship of the fishing tournament. This is a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Are you doing the flyer for the event?
Mhm.
The actual whole event? Okay.
So the overall event too. You got that? Do you want to kind of
I'm gonna
work with her
see what
on
she's
the
got, yeah.
yeah? So the
Mine's
It
super
goes,
cute. Flyer for the
it
art.
goes with the yeah.
huh?
I'll do the vendor one. Like,
I said just throw her the flyer for the art.
Yeah.
I'll just send you.
Yeah, I got it.
One thing we do need to talk about, and it probably should have been last on number one, but as far as like I said, the chamber is kind of running with the
Vendor.
vendors. So they've already got that kind of out there. Is there? And the reason that they were kind of pulled in is because, from an insurance perspective, any vendor that didn't have insurance, the city wouldn't. The city requires a COI in order to be in a park as an event. So the chamber actually has a policy that covers non-insured vendors. So I think, from my perspective, it's easier to let the chamber run with the vendors. They've already got it out there marketing it, and so if we funnel all that through there, that makes it easy. Takes that off our plate. We don't have to worry about it. Is there any objections to that? I mean, obviously the different fees or whatever, we miss out on that, but I can talk to Ron and see if maybe there would be something he could provide to.
And then the chamber will get a permit, or what? How is that? How we're
So they would basically have to
go through
the park
building
process or
department.
whatever, which
Okay.
that's $90 right now unless it changes. But so they would
Yeah,
they would be
yeah, he's right.
they would be the
Yeah,
event
I think
promoter
so.
from a vendor perspective.
Okay. So we're good with that.
Okay. Anything else on the sponsorship stuff? How soon do you think we could have the sponsorship ready for review?
By next week.
And for next meetings, do we want to meet sooner than next month? I would think. So if we could,
I would say 2 weeks, right?
yeah. So if we could
We
target,
need at least 2 weeks. I still have to catch up on minutes from this too.
so if we target the last week of January, that gives us 2 weeks. So I'm going to be in Tallahassee for the first part of next week, and then the first part of the following week. So if we could do Thursday the 29th, if that works for everybody.
We have it at 6.
Number 6. Yeah, no, I told her 5 or 6, and she put it in the middle. So 6 better for everybody.
I'll tell her 129 on 6.
So yeah, flexible.
You'll let her know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Baseball season hasn't started yet.
Yeah, my season has started. I should be in practice. Could we do it in the morning? Is morning an option?
The heck,
I can't.
it's
do it
tough for some of
At
us.
all in the morning.
Never. I can never do it in the morning.
Is there evening better?
Wednesday.
I can't do Wednesdays. So Thursdays works good. Obviously, Tuesday's a council meeting. The only option would be like a Friday, which nobody wants to have me on Friday. So
No, I prefer not to spend my Friday night here.
Mondays are a good evening too. But obviously, like I said, I'm gonna be in Tallahassee that Monday. So
Well, we'll just also throw out under sponsorships that JJ Taylor will throw out money for sponsorship marketing if you go that route.
Okay.
At any point.
And another sponsor, I know Brad Yeager with, is it Real Marine is his company? Is that?
Yeah,
I think-
isn't he on a boat company or something?
Yes, I think it's Real Marine, whatever. He's already said he's interested in sponsoring. So once we got the levels, I'll push it out to him. So let's, is 29th good for everybody? Most everybody?
6 o'clock or
6
5:30?
6 o'clock. 29th
January.
of January. I guess I probably should look at my calendar. I think I'm good.
29th, good. His calendar.
Yeah, 29th, I'm good. You good, 29th?
If you need me there, I'm there.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do 29th at 6 o'clock. You'll let Ashley
I
know?
will let Ashley know.
Okay. And like I said, hope at that point, the goal would be to finalize, and here's the agenda item, obviously, is continue seafood festival event discussion, which we should have the kids zone stuff to bring back to talk about. Any bands, we need to get those booked as well. So
And remember, if you're getting, like, let's say, for example, a band or something, you see a band, you make contact, whatever it is, before we meet, send it to Ashley so that we could all have it and we could all listen to their music, whatever it is.
well, actually, on the band, unless there's somebody who wants to interject that, I would ask.
Yeah, what's your budget for bands?
Well, it depends on sponsorships, right? So,
Yeah, we don't have a budget.
so
We
Well,
do
it's
need
usually
to ask
first
finance.
question.
I'll
Um,
have Ashley ask
and
what
that could be a sponsorship as well, as they want to perform for free and it gets their name out there, whatever. So I would, if you guys don't mind, that's what Lisa Burke does. I can reach out to her to see if she can because she has their schedules and stuff like that. Just let her run with that. I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
And then it would really just be, we probably wouldn't start music right at 10, right? So if we could real quick, let's kind of give her a kind of framework to operate in.
I'm gonna do like noon
Noon.
to 9.
Yeah.
Noon to 9.
Like 2 hours of no music?
We'll put radio or something.
Yeah, you could have something on, but
I think karaoke.
I mean, band would normally come out and play at 10.
To do that
Yeah.
in any
And
event.
noon may be a little early.
Noon,
Maybe start live because you get the fish tournament in. Why don't we?
2?
You probably do a DJ relatively.
Yeah, we could do something like that until
Before.
DJ till 2, and then
From
Well, how much is this?
I mean, for a live broadcast,
I
our
was
charity price is $17.95. Typically, a one-off is $19.95 for a live broadcast.
And how long is that?
2 hours.
Just like curious.
like $2,000, $19.95.
So when you get a sponsor to cover it, you don't pay anything.
Yeah, right.
You don't spend it.
Yeah.
Diane
and, on your stuff.
Larry,
yes, Larry and Diane.
right?
That was the little mobile.
Yeah.
What'd they charge?
$400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like the whole day.
Yeah.
They're so cute. I love them.
And she did announcements for us.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Well, like I said, Atlanta said that she possibly get somebody to sponsor the
Well,
live
the
broadcast.
live broadcast isn't like the same thing as a DJ. The live broadcast is to promote your sponsors and interview.
But they're playing the radio. Is there?
I mean, we have like a small speaker, but that wouldn't be the equivalent of having a DJ. What we do is promote to 200,000 people on the other end of our radio station.
Hmm.
So it brings the people. And when you're talking about it for 2 hours straight, it's almost like every break we go live, we're talking to the event setup people. We're talking to your sponsors, which is in turn giving them more plays. That's the benefit of a live broadcast. In addition to the lead up promotion to it.
Separate.
I would love to have Marvelous Marvin at
Yeah.
the event. So
He would love to be
Yes.
here, honey. I can hook it up.
yeah, no, I'd love to have that. I've been talking to him at several other events, so it'd be great if he could get him involved.
And I'm sure we'll trade for something like we'll match it as a partner, like with radio promotion. So you're gonna want to put It's 106 logo as a sponsor.
100%. Yeah. Okay. Well, so live music at 7 to 9 would be the headliner act,
Right. So
right?
we'll go backwards. Headliner.
And then you probably have at least would you have an hour in between or 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes in between? So then we get, so if we,
How much time do they need to break down?
Yeah.
Change out their stuff,
Yeah, we have to
load
think
their
about that.
stuff. I mean, you
Or are
gotta.
we gonna have them move? Like we can have them, well, we don't have an area.
I'll tell you what, I'll just have Lisa figure
Figure
out
that
which
out,
works best, but we'll just say we want a headline act from 7 to 9, and then fill it in maybe starting
Different
around
types of
2.
Music, right? Like different.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just one
Not just
genre.
country or
Yeah.
No, I want a bluegrass band.
Okay.
So,
Does,
That
does,
could be one.
does
I like
the
bluegrass.
area have bands that want to advertise themselves? Like basically you could open up the stage.
have an
for
open
bands.
mic. That'd be a
The open mic kind of for bands to come and
Like a
perform,
what is it?
because
A
they would
battle
love
of
to
the
do it.
bands
Battle
type
of
of
the
thing.
We could have a battle of the bands,
That's
or
a good
just
idea.
let bands come out and just play their music to show who they are.
That's
So
a
people are
great
like, "Hey,
idea.
this is cool." Or you're gonna have some bands that are like, "Hey, we're a band. Let's go do this. This is cool." You'd have at least different levels of just entertainment that would be
Well,
ongoing.
we would have to
We would
listen
call
to
it,
their
music
music beforehand.
Fort Richey Galupa.
Are they having tryouts?
I see where you're going with that. That would.
You might want to
Got
look
it.
at the Bearded Brothers because they have a name, they pull people, and they can do country and they can do rock, and they're not that expensive. I think they might be like $3.
Yeah, what Lisa was saying is a lot of these bands, their schedules book up quick. So,
Yeah,
um,
I know Lisa. She's
really
good.
saying.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll-
manage it.
I can't really.
yeah, I'll reach out to her and have her start working on that. And I'll just kind of give her the rough time frame. Round 2 live music on through 9, and then
Round 2?
and maybe she knows too.
So 10 to 2 DJ and then
10 to DJ,
So
and
10
then
to 2.
we probably make 2 to 3:30 somebody.
Latin music.
Yeah.
I'll let her figure out the best. You say you want Portuguese music?
Well,
No,
Latino.
Oh, Latino.
Different, yeah.
Yeah.
I know someone who does that too. And they would probably do it for promotion.
Okay.
We can do Latin hour.
Anything else on the event sponsorship packet?
They're gonna teach dancing at the same time.
That's
Sure.
true with the music.
Sponsorship from a dance studio.
There you go.
Okay, they need to come.
Any-
Gotcha.
Anything else on the sponsorship packet before I close that? Good. All right. That's all for the committee business. Any old business we want to discuss?
No, thank you for inviting me to be on the committee.
Thank you
It's a
for
pleasure to be here.
thank you for stepping up.
Absolutely.
All of y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. Like I said it's we were a little anemic, and so we actually changed the committee rules so that our quorum is because we had a 5-person quorum, and we only had 5 people on the committee, and because it's 9 total. And so we changed it so now whatever the membership is, that's what the quorum's based on. So if we have 5, it's 3. But now we're back to 5, and we actually have 9, so that's great. So I
Yeah.
appreciate the participation for sure.
It's nice having a full.
And I tell you this, it's always tough to start something, but this event in particular could very well become very large, and that's the goal, is to make this the kind of signature event for the city. And so you can feel special to be a part of the beginnings of that. So
I do want to make a comment though.
you always got to make a comment.
I always do. I know.
Always one of us.
Oh well,
No,
now
now
let's
it's Sean's
now
Well,
let's
let's start the meeting again.
You missed all this.
yeah. We staff has got a long list of things accomplished. Just kidding.
I've heard.
So I do want to let's keep it in the back of our heads. Like we have the seafood festival in March, then we have Boom on the Bayou June 28th.
The good thing about moving on Bayou though is we got a little extra time in between because we got March and we got July.
Right. No, June 28th.
Well, it's the end of June, but
Yeah, so but that's something that we got to keep
Yeah.
in mind. And then we said we want to do the bowl.
yeah, so we need to start working on that probably as soon as the
As
festival's
soon
over.
as-
And again,
yes.
with that for the ball, like I said, I brought forward. I want to partner with Tunnels Towers, and they're willing to help with that. You have a contact with them too.
Yeah, I've
I'm the
spoken with
race-
a few people.
I'm the race director for Brookville, so I run my own. I am the equivalent of Chris Crillon for Fernando County.
Okay, cool. And like I said, so I know that The only thing that we got to tie in, obviously, with the charity is because in order for the city to move money to a charity, that charity has direct impact to the city. And so we got to figure out how Tunnel Towers.
They have a race. Well, I was gonna say because their race pulls in people, and that does hotel rooms and all kind of things. So
Right, with the money they have to.
oh,
Yes.
you have to let us do good bills.
Well, right,
Yes.
that's Pasco. It's the city, so it's complicated. So we probably, and this is something I'd love to see them involved in the city anyway.
I did speak with Chris Colonna. I sent you the phone number, but there are ways they do help veterans in this side of the area. So it
Well,
would
and
help
we
you
just would
with
need
that.
they would need to show that here's our Port Richey residents that we've helped or whatever. We've got to tie that in order to
We've been
support.
able to connect those.
Good. So
I've been talking with them.
well, good. If you guys got that kind of context, I think start working on that. And like I said, I think it's going to be a great event. But we need to start that soon because we want that to be a really
That's something that we
nice
have to-
event.
Yeah, because just with the decorations and everything, we really got to get going.
And we did talk
And that's
about
in September, right?
yeah, I think is that
September, October.
September. Yeah.
And do we have a date? Because we want to do it in Spartan Manor.
hmm
So we would have to get with Daphne to give her, because people get married in September.
Yeah. Well, why don't we do this?
With that for
Can
next
we
time?
put that on the
Next agenda is set the date for the mayor's ball as one of the agenda items.
What was the date for the mayor's ball? Or what?
Sometime September we're looking at.
September.
So we'll kind of look at the calendar and see what works best. And then we'll get Spartan Manor on board and then start working with Tunnel Towers. Again, hopefully, I'm waiting on Nan's support to get that sponsorship agreement or whatever, ordinance or whatever we got to do solidify. Because we also, too, on that, we've got the rum bottles are about out. And so that's going to be going towards some substance abuse charity. And I'm thinking about the one here in the city, on Washington. What's the name of that place? On Washington.
So yeah.
Yeah. So we want to probably do that. I think we got to talk to council, but we need that policy in place so we can funnel that proceeds to that. Something like that.
There's multiple mental health programs in the area.
Well, again, the whole thing is if the city funnels the money to a nonprofit, it has to directly impact the city, and they're in the city, serving the city, so that's easy
Within
thing.
jurisdiction.
Anything else? On old business? Okay, looking for a motion.
Sounds good. Something.
Oh,
I
Sassy.
just wanted to update everyone that the fireworks for June 28th is going to be going before council on the 27th council meeting for approval. So
Okay.
We're looking at about 21.5 total for that.
Is that the same company that did the Centennial?
It's- And that was the same company that we
Nice.
Oh, they
had. do the
They were
Centennial.
so
That was
good.
very beautiful.
So,
And it's for a 15-minute show or
no, 23.
23
23 plus
with a finale?
Huh?
With a finale?
With finale.
Okay, cool.
23 minutes is what they estimated the quote at.
And so the date we picked was for the Sunday, last Sunday? Was it?
June 28th.
June 20th.
Is that Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. Because Newport Richey's is a Saturday.
Right.
So basically we're following off. So Newport Richey does a Saturday, then Sunday night, Port Richey does theirs.
Are they doing the barge or what are they going to do?
No, it'll be the same on land
Right
based
there,
show.
backside of Waffle
Just
Bar.
like they did. Got it.
Yep.
That's
So we'll be able to feel the rain coming down of the shells.
The pavilion will shake again.
It'll be-
Awesome.
We're gonna set the perimeter a little further back for everybody, but but fire department has confidence in this vendor to do a land-based show. So
Okay, cool. And a spoiler for the whoever opens the time capsule in the far distant future, right? There's actual shells that was or casings that I put in
From the
for the Centennial. So that's
Spoiler. Ooh,
pretty neat.
that was beautiful.
Um,
Not the show.
Mayor, I have only one request.
Sure.
Do I have all of your email contacts? Does somebody have all of your?
Ashley.
Ashley
has?
does.
Okay, because what I'll do is I'll wrap this up and send you guys out, kind of a summary of everything, so nobody's forgetting all the stuff that we've discussed today.
Awesome.
Great.
Nothing else? I just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
Hey, wait, if you want to make that, huh?
No.
Motion to
What?
Hey,
adjourn.
let's just say motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, motion second. All in favor, say by saying aye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It sounds like you.
You're reading the official record.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You're gonna be in trouble when you get home, Mary. She's got daggers for you.
I wanted to share something with her. You know, I just think it's see when you like run away when you do the petting zoo, they might want to come on board and have a petting zoo just to promote adoption. So
Maybe I can speak with them on that.
yeah, so I'll make it right you. I just figured I would give you
Maybe
that.
they know.
I could have raised my hand, but I was like trying to just listen. And that was good. I was like, petting zoo, listen. How
It would be so nice to be local because they're in Orlando. This I know.
But it's for charity. Oh, for animals. That was
petting, they could adopt a cat, and they could bring the dogs and cats up.
They did. They brought him to Caroline. What did they bring them to? They brought him. Was it Centennial?
To the Centennial.
To the Centennial.
So that's I'm on the board, so but I get good ideas out there. Like when you was talking about the things,
Right, they brought him to the
that,
Centennial.
you know, that's it. We know we want to make money real for these families and their families and all that. That's what we're
They
doing.
could adopt the animals,
So,
the babies. I was gonna say.
I think that's a good idea. You're wrong with it.
Yeah,
And we could add any kind of thing to promote these kind of stuff, and them kind of stuff that another good thing I've come up with. When we do that, I get an event with the school, and they have like different people for stuff, and you could buy like 25 tickets.
It looks fine over there. Over here, it's like
would go to each one, and then this vendor would have something they do like this.
usually I.
So you buy it.
It's been doing some weird stuff, but
And then
Oh, there it is.
you just gotta scroll down. Yeah, it was fine, just like that.
For that. And then you guys cut out.